Hi, I'm Sam.
And I'm Max.
And this is Movies Actually, where we give you an honest review of the movies we've meddled with so mischievously over at Maybe Movies. One of these days that'll get easy.
Yes, but not yet. And today we are going to be looking at Underworld, the 2003 Sony Screen Gems flick, starring Kate Beckinsale, Scott Speedman, Bill Nighy, Sophia Myles, and Thing as Craven, because I can never remember his name, amongst others. Oh, of course. And of course, quite a youngish Michael Sheen as well.
Oh yes, yeah, quite. It's interesting. I was thinking about that. I mean, he's such a talented actor, and he's done such amazing things, and yet he's done a bunch of really off-the-wall roles. Azrael in Good Omens,
yes.
He was Lucian the Lycan in this. Lucian the Lycan, oh dear. Let's hope that one doesn't stick.
No.
And he did an amazing David Bowie impression in Tron Legacy, so he's not afraid of unusual jobs, is he?
I must admit, I haven't seen Tron Legacy, so that's...
It's quite a David Bowie impression.
Fantastic.
Thin White Duke. Think Thin White Duke.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And of course, again, he jumped into the other camp, didn't he, for... Wasn't he in one of the, Twilight?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was one of the Volturi. He was one of the ones that was actually kind of scary.
I can imagine. As I think we'd mentioned last time, I've seen Underworld. I've seen Twilight twice, and I'm hoping never to have to see it again.
I don't blame you.
Anyway, from one vampire movie to one half-decent vampire movie.
Yeah, this is one of those interesting ones for me, because on paper it looks perfect for me. I mean, we've got vampires, check. We've got werewolves, check. We've got dark, gritty settings, check. We've got excessive use of trench coats, check. Unnecessary sunglasses, absolutely. It should have been right down my alley, but I've always been a little bit indifferent to it.
Same. I mean, I saw this... So this came out sort of autumn 2003 here. I didn't see it till it would have been spring 2004 when it came out while I was visiting friends in Cape Town.
Oh, I see.
So
right.
I went to see a multiplex just outside of Cape Town. And I think all of us were like, yeah, it was good. It was, it was engaging. You watched it and enjoyed it. But it does feel like there's something lacking. I mean, there's a lot goes on in this film. I mean, as you mentioned as we were watching it, this is the special extended edition, which is about an extra 10 minutes.
Yes, like that, yep.
From the theatrical release. What is it? There's something about it that's... It's not even that the film feels superficial. There's just...
Right, well, I was giving this a little bit of a thought a few minutes ago, and I think part of the problem is... I think the movie came out about 4 to 5 years too late.
Yes.
If this movie had come out in the 90s, it would have had a much different impact.
Yeah, if it was riding on the coattails of stuff like Blade...
Well, no, that's the problem. It was riding on the coattails of Blade.
But too late.
It was too late. Because, it's got all of these amazing set pieces. Yeah, sign me up. When it comes down to, if I was given a hard choice, which movie I'm going to watch Blade. And I was thinking about this. I think it's all a little bit too much of the 90s things. Like I said, you've got the vampires and the werewolves, but also you've got, excessive use of trench coats and unnecessary sunglasses. But there's loads. There's loads in there. Almost all of the vampires, any vampire who's fighting is wearing a trench coat. Mm-hmm. Most of them are wearing shades. And
all of the werewolves have massive sideburns.
It's all of the worst excesses of the 90s dialed up to 11. It's a Spinal Tap movie.
It is, yeah. And I mean, I suppose it kind of makes sense. I mean, again, 2003, the noughties are still trying to find their identity.
Yes.
So you are going to get a lot of hangovers from the 90s. The attention to detail in it is really nice, but it's inconsistent.
It is.
Which is a real shame, because there's some lovely little small touches in there, but then when you get towards the end, towards the end of the third act, it kind of just evolves into a running gun battle.
It does just turn into a running gun battle. And can we talk about the magic ammo? How much magic ammo there is? They're carrying or toting around these tiny little pistols, which clearly don't have extended clips. They've got maybe 15 rounds in them. And they're laying out 200 to 300 rounds of ammo with these things.
Enough to shoot through a floor, certainly.
Yeah, oh, God. Magic ammo.
Oh, dear.
But the worst thing is when they take out the clips, the bullets are oversized.
Yes, they are, aren't they? Yeah.
And yet there's such a consistent attention to detail in other ways.
Yeah.
I do know what you mean.
Yeah, it's a shame. And I mean, it's not like it had, a particularly small budget for the time, and it was made on a budget of like 22 million. And it seems to have done quite well. I think it grossed 95 million worldwide.
Yeah, I had to resist the temptation to say I thought it would have done better if it had been released in the 90s. I think it would have had more of an impact. It wouldn't have done better because apparently it did rather well. I mean, after all, it had 3 sequels.
Mm-hmm.
So...
And an animated movie, apparently?
Oh, was there really? I didn't know about that.
I just read that online.
Oh, right, there you go.
Apparently they've been trying to get a series off the ground for some time now, but it doesn't seem to be getting any further.
Oh, right, okay. It's certainly a detailed world they set up.
Well, you know why that is, don't you?
Well, and this comes to the other thing. Because, to be honest, when it came to going to see this at the movies, most of the interest I had was in the controversy that was surrounding it at the time. Obviously, there may be people in the audience who don't know anything about role-playing games and go, huh, what? Who's this? But when the movie came out and was just in pre-release a few weeks before it was being released, the role-playing company White Wolf, the makers of Vampire the Masquerade, Werewolf the Apocalypse, and a bunch of others, decided to sue the makers of the film for, 17 copyright infringements?
Mm-hmm.
Abomination. And when you watch the film, you can see why. There's a lot lifted from the world of darkness sitting here. Most of it is just given a minor skin change or a slight change in the name that means it's not legally the same as the other one.
Apparently, well, the other thing I did see on there as well, it wasn't just White Wolf, but there was an author as well, Nancy A. Collins,
Really?
who wrote a short story which was published by White Wolf called Love of Monsters, and says that the story basically lifted her plot.
See, I haven't read Love of Monsters, but I read a bunch of Nancy A. Collins stuff in the 90s.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So, yes, they but didn't you say, I'm sure you...
Nancy A. Collins did influence the makers of White Wolf.
Okay.
Guys. Yeah.
But I'm sure you said before that this was an idea that he took, that Danny McBride who wrote this, not this Danny McBride, the other Danny McBride, this Danny McBride.
Yes.
But yeah, he took it to White Wolf and they turned it down.
I don't know if it was intended to be a source book or a novel, but he'd originally turned up with the idea and taken it to White Wolf. At least this is the story I'd heard when the controversy was happening. And that they refused it, so he rejigged it as a film script and put it out there.
Jumped on a plane to Hollywood.
Yeah. And apparently lucked out.
Clearly, because obviously he must have made a buck or two out of it.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Sorry, I suppose we should say a little bit about what it's about. I mean, it is basically vampires versus werewolves set in Budapest, where it is raining all the time.
All the time.
Even indoors.
And somewhere in the background we should have It Can't Rain All the Time playing.
We should do.
Yeah. I mean, the plot is fairly simple. It's hard to explain a lot without giving away too many plot details, but Kate Beckinsale character Celine is a death dealer, or an assassin of sorts for the vampire faction, who spends her nights hunting down and killing werewolves. And she comes across an unusual situation when she realises the werewolves she just took out were probably following someone, and decides she wants to know why.
Mm-hmm. Chaos
and shenanigans ensue.
That's about all we need to say about it, yeah. I mean, it is worth it. There are, again, if you're looking at both genres, both werewolf or vampire horror films, there are a lot worse examples out there.
American Werewolf in Paris.
Yeah, I avoided it. I just didn't bother.
Yeah, my OCD made me watch it. My OCD made me own it. It's still not a good movie.
What was the one with Jack Nicholson? Was it Wolf?
Wolf?
That was meh.
I thought it was an interesting take.
I've seen it the once and I remember just being a little bit bored by it. I might have to revisit it. I mean, I'd even say, unfortunately, the remake that they did of The Wolfman with Benicio del Toro, again, it has the visuals, it has that very gothic feel, and it was done as a Universal horror monster movie. But again, just...
It lacked something.
Yeah, it was a bit tropey.
Yeah, I do know what you mean. I do. I mean, I enjoy it more than most. Again, I got it on my shelf. but I can see why people had some difficulties with it. I love it because, I mean, like, the Wolfman was the first monster that I was ever actually scared of as a kid.
I can see that. Yeah.
You know, so I've got a soft spot for the Wolfman. Definitely.
Although, if you do want a great one, then you'd do a lot worse than going and checking out Silver Bullet.
Oh, yeah.
As I said, if you're certainly more, I'd say if you're more an aficionado, I suppose it does kind of... it has got an appeal, it has got an everyman appeal to it for just grabbing a few beers in, getting some pizzas and sticking a movie on. So if you're not really, if you're not a proper kind of horror aficionado, you probably enjoy this.
Oh, it's good, man. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely stuff to be valued.
See, they're saying what I was trying to say in 50 words in 3. Well done. Thanks, mate.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's got a romp quality to it, but despite all of its details, it seems to lack depth.
Yes. And the most unconvincing romance.
Yeah, that's just like, that comes out of left field.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that bit in The Mouth of Madness when Styles tries to kiss Sam Neill, and he's like, why are you doing that? Just because the script says I have to.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much, yeah. But yeah, so do check out. I mean, for me personally, I'd give it a thumbs up.
1 thumbs up. Yeah, I'll give it 1 thumbs up. It does have its flaws,
but it does what it says on the tin.
Yeah, it's good, rompy fun. I think if you find it enjoyable, it probably is worth watching the sequels. I haven't seen the prequel one yet. I haven't got round to watching it. But the 2 sequels go to interesting places and explore some more interesting ideas, I think.
I think I've seen the second one. I don't remember anything about it.
Oh, right. Yep. Okay.
So maybe I should give it a look.
It had some really interesting visuals in it, is what I remember. The third one was the one that really played with interesting ideas.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a big time jump and the whole world has changed and it's all a bit...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe at some point I'll give them a look. But I suppose the big question now is, are we getting in the ring or are we getting on the rink?
Oh.
Yeah, we've done a slight boo-boo. So this one and Twilight was the first time when we changed format on maybe movies from 4 shows to 7. So we've done this one next, and then we've kind of forgotten that we missed one on the 4-show format. So which one do you want to do? Some Brian De Palma thriller action or some gratuitous Van Damme?
We've done a bit of mindless fun. Let's have some Brian De Palma next, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So we will be back soon with that. As always, thank you for checking in with us and hope you're enjoying what we do here. As always, please do hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and ring our bell to be kept apprised of new content. Until then, take care.
As always, guys, TTFN.